The Land Transportation Office was reported to have recently announced that it would be very strict in implementing the rules on what's legal and safe as far as the use and installation of motorcycle top boxes and saddlebags, to the surprise of many riders, we were told. For the guidance of the multitudes of motorcycle riders who use these functional and convenient accessories for their bikes, we have invited no less than the gentleman tasked to make sure motorists abide by rules and regulations regarding the legal and safe use of motor vehicles in the country, Director Francis Almora, LTO Law Enforcement Service Head. Hello, Director Almora, and welcome once again to Motoring Today.
Hello, Butch, and to all the viewers of Motoring Today.
Now, allow me to start by saying that many riders have been reported to have been surprised by the LTO's decision to, seemingly out of nowhere, strictly implement regulations regarding the size of motorcycle top boxes and saddlebags. Perhaps you can take this opportunity to share with our bedazzled riders the rationale behind this sudden move.
For the guidelines on top boxes and saddlebags, there was an issuance of LTO in March 2016. This is a memorandum to all the regional directors and the LTO enforcers on the guidelines on the inspection and apprehensions relative to motorcycle top boxes and saddlebags. The move of LTO started way back 2016, and this had been ongoing all throughout. Until now, we check on saddlebags and top boxes for compliance to these guidelines.
Director Almora, for purposes of definition for some of our viewers, especially the non-riders, would you please differentiate a motorcycle top box from a motorcycle saddlebag?
A top box is a storage compartment that is fitted behind the rider, while a saddlebag is also a storage compartment, but it is fitted on the sides of the motorcycle. So that's a general differentiation between a top box and a saddlebag.
Now, the LTO released some guidelines regarding what it considers as legal top boxes and likewise specifications for those that are custom-made. Would you kindly oblige passing these guidelines to our riders who may still not have any idea about them?
We consider a top box or a saddlebag to be legal when this passed through the DTI standards. We have the Bureau of Philippine Standards who's supposed to look into these standards. And once they have the PS mark or Philippine Standard marks, then we consider them legal. For LTO, as part of our inspection, for custom-made top boxes, the dimensions must not exceed 2 feet in length, 2 feet in height, and 2 feet in width, so 2 by 2 by 2.
There were also guidelines released for what's legal as far as saddlebags are concerned, to include those that may also be custom-made. Would you kindly dwell on them too?
For the saddlebag, when we inspect them, they must comply to this requirement wherein they must be attached securely to the motorcycle. It is not above the seat of the motorcycle, and it must not be 14 inches from the sides, both sides. So 14 inches on the left, 14 inches on the right. Most of all, the length must not exceed the length of the motorcycle or scooter, the tail end of the scooter. So these are the parameters of LTO.
Thank you for obliging our viewers with these guidelines, Director Almora. Perhaps you can also give our riders an idea of what it could cost those who would be caught violating these implemented rules on the legal use of motorcycle top box and saddlebag.
The guidelines on the top box and saddlebags was issued primarily for road safety. We are asking all the riders out there to comply with the dimensions which we had mentioned, because if you violate and we apprehend you using the saddlebag or top box without a PS, or it was not registered in LTO, meaning to say it was not inspected by LTO, then you will be fined for 5,000 peso.
Thank you very much for your time, Director Almora. Before we end, do you have any message and reminders to the country's riders regarding LTO's strict implementation of these prohibitions?
Why do we need to register, and why is it that when they have a Philippine standard, they don't need to be registered? If they have a PS mark, we are assured that this has passed through a process and they have met the standard set by the Bureau of Philippine Standard. But if you are using custom-made top box or saddlebag, then you have to have it be inspected by LTO to ensure the safety of this accessory that is attached to your motorcycle. The fee is just 100 peso, so it's very minimal, but then we are assured that these accessories will not cause any problem when you are operating along our public roads.
Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, Boots. Happy motoring.
Director Francis Almora, LTO Law Enforcement Service Head, our guest this week on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.